Is the Quran a divine book? What are the criteria to verify that? Episode 11, Criterion 7, Part 1. Are there scientific miracles and historical prophecies in the Quran? Muslims believe that the Quran contains historical prophecies and scientific miracles that precede their eras because they come from a God who possesses absolute knowledge and wisdom. This episode will discuss the claim of the historical miracles in the Quran. Let me give you some examples of historical prophecy claims along with their analysis. Example 1, verses 2 and 3 of chapter 30, the Romans have been defeated in the nearest land. But they, after their defeat, will overcome. Islamists claim that these verses predicted the victory of the Romans after their defeat in the land of Syria, considering it a historical miracle where Allah informed about a future event that occurred within a specified time frame as foretold in the Quran. We do not see any miracles in this claim because it is natural for Roman armies to experience defeat and victory over several centuries, engaging in numerous wars in the Levant and neighboring regions. It would have been more accurate if the Quran specified who the opponents were in the battles of defeat and victory, and in which exact years those battles took place. Furthermore, Muslims have not provided any historical documents to indicate the battles mentioned in the Quran. Example 2, Tower of Babel and the figure of Haman. The Quran states in chapter 28, verse 38, "And Haman built for me a tower that I may reach the ways of the heavens, and that I may look upon the God of Moses, and verily, I think him to be a liar." Islamists infer from this verse that the tower referred to is the Tower of Babel built by Haman, who claimed to be the chief minister of Pharaoh of Egypt. They claim that the tower was made from baked bricks. Firstly, there are no records indicating the existence of a tall tower in ancient Egypt or the use of baked bricks made of clay. The known tower built from baked bricks to reach the heavens was the Tower of Babel in Chaldea, southern Iraq, long before the pharaohs. Secondly, there are no historical documents indicating the existence of a person named Haman as mentioned in the Quran. Haman is not an Egyptian name but Babylonian. Historically, he was known as the minister of the Persian king Ahasuerus Xerxes I, who ruled around for 65 BC. Example 3, the Samaritans and the golden calf, verses 87 and 88 of chapter 20, they said, "We did not break our promise to you by our will, but we were made to carry burdens from the ornaments of the people, so we threw them, and thus did the Samaritan throw. Then he produced for them a calf which had a lowing sound, and they said, 'This is your God, and the God of Moses.'" The Quranic references to Samaritans during Moses' time are an anachronism, as they emerged centuries later. Example 4, the punishment of crucifixion, verses 123 and 124 of chapter 7, said Pharaoh, "You believed in him before I gave you permission. Indeed, I will surely crucify you all." The Quran mentions that the pharaohs practiced crucifixion in the time of Moses, but historical records indicate crucifixion arose much later. Example 5, claim of the Quran that Allah sent a prophet to every nation, chapter 16, verse 36, "And we certainly sent into every nation a messenger." This statement is incorrect as there have not been sent prophets to Africa, Europe, the Americas, and Australia. Example 6, the night journey to Al-Aqsa Mosque, the first verse of chapter 17, "Exalted is he who took his servant by night from Al-Masjid al-Haram to Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, whose surroundings we have blessed." The fallacy here is that there is no tangible evidence that this journey actually took place, and moreover, the construction of Al-Aqsa Mosque began under Abd al-Malik ibn Marwan, the Umayyad Caliph, about 70 years after the death of Muhammad. Example 7, the prediction of the coming of the Prophet Muhammad in the Bible according to chapter 61 in Surah 6, "And when Jesus, the son of Mary, said, 'O children of Israel, indeed I am the messenger of Allah to you confirming what came before me of the Torah and bringing good tidings of a messenger to come after me, whose name is Ahmed.' The truth is that upon careful examination of the Bible, we find no evidence whatsoever of prophecies related to Muhammad. There is much clear evidence on the internet refuting this claim. Example 8, details of the Kaaba in the Quran. Muslims claim that the Quran mentions the Kaaba as a sacred place designated for the worship of Allah, and that Allah covenanted with Abraham and Ishmael to build it and preserve it as the sacred house of Allah. They draw evidence from the following verses: "We made the house a place of return for the people and our place of security. And take, O believers, from the standing place of Abraham a place of prayer. And we charged Abraham and Ishmael, purify my house for those who perform tawaf and those who are staying there for worship and those who bow and prostrate in prayer. Quran, chapter 2, verse 125. Indeed, the first house of worship established for mankind was that at Bakka, blessed and a guidance for the worlds. Quran, chapter 3, verse 96. However, Quranic references to Kaaba's construction by Abraham and Ishmael are disputed historically, as Mecca was a pagan center before Muhammad, and archaeological evidence doesn't support its primacy in trade. This episode highlights serious discrepancies between Quranic narratives and established historical facts. For those who want more information, I suggest reviewing my book The Islam Delusion, Volume 2. I look forward to bringing you the next episode soon as we continue our exploration of the Quran's divinity. Talal al-Rawandi.